In this video, we'll discover 10 facts you probably didn't know about Venom. We'll go from uncovering how the character was created in the comics to some interesting facts from the latest hit films.
You serious?
Well, more or less. Just remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming content, and let me know in the comments which movie or TV series you'd like to learn more fun facts about. Anyway, without further delay, let's start with number 1. Did you know that the concept of Spider-Man's black suit, which eventually led to the creation of Venom, actually originated from a fan? In 1982, a fan named Randy Schuler submitted an idea to Marvel for a new black costume for Spider-Man. This suit was meant to be more aggressive and come with enhanced abilities, making Spider-Man more formidable. Marvel liked the idea so much that they purchased it from Schuler for $220. I wonder how that fan feels today, knowing Sony is making millions in exchange for, what, a nice bottle of wine? Anyway, as we were saying, initially the plan was to simply use the suit in the comics as a high-tech creation from Reed Richards, which would be him.
Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
However, over time, the black suit evolved into the alien symbiote we now know as Venom. Alright, let's move on to number 2. Have you ever wondered why, even though we all know Spider-Man has his spider sense, it doesn't work against Venom? If you remember in the third Spider-Man movie, you can see this in one particular scene. The more knowledgeable among you might already know this, but Venom is able to bypass Spider-Man's spider sense. This is because in the comics, the symbiote retained all the memories and knowledge it gained from Spider-Man, as mentioned in the recent Venom films. This happens because symbiotes have a shared memory, and certainly in some other universe, a Venom has encountered a Spider-Man. In any case, this knowledge has allowed Venom to learn how to avoid being detected by Spider-Man's spider sense. Number 3. Initially, Tom Hardy knew practically nothing about the character of Venom, so why did he take the role? Well, thanks to his son Louis. He's a big fan of the character and basically forced his dad to take the role. If I'm not mistaken, something similar happened with Richard Harris, who was forced by his grandson to play Albus Dumbledore, or else he wouldn't speak to him again. Anyway, throughout the process, Louis also guided his father by suggesting certain behaviors to better portray the role. Tom Hardy even mentioned in an interview, "I wanted to do something that my son could be excited to watch, so I played a monster that bites people's heads off." Number 4. So, in the comics, who has the symbiote bonded with? Well, I'm here to clarify that for you. After its collaboration with Brock, who fell ill with cancer, the symbiote bonded with other characters over the years. First up was Angelo Fortunato, the son of a mob boss. Then it was Mac Gargan's turn, who is the Scorpion. During a confrontation with the Wallcrawler, he gave rise to Anti-Venom, which is Brock once again. Later, the alien costume bonded with Flash Thompson, creating Agent Venom. Then it joined with Lee Price, and finally, back to Eddie Brock? Apparently, you never forget your first love. But that's not all. In the comics, it's revealed that Deadpool was one of the first hosts of the symbiote.
Quite unfortunate.
In the story, Deadpool Back in Black, it turns out that the symbiote bonded with Deadpool for a short period after being rejected by the hero, which may have influenced Venom's unstable and unpredictable side. Let's move on to number 5. Many of you might have been surprised by Venom's heroic attitudes and funny behaviors in the film. You probably thought this was done solely for the movie, but that's not the case. In fact, in the comics, he has also been a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy when he was hosted by Flash Thompson. He faced the dangers of the universe alongside them and even returned to his home planet. But that's not all. He also teamed up with Groot and Rocket for a brief period. Number 6. Did you know that Venom not only became a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but he also somehow managed to be an Avenger? Initially, he was recruited into the Dark Avengers led by Norman Osborn.
We're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, all right? What the fuck is going on?
However, later on, when Flash Thompson was Venom, he was recruited by Captain America to join the Secret Avengers, fighting alongside Hawkeye, Valkyrie, Black Widow, Beast, and others. However, this choice by Captain America was not well received, as the other Avengers did not trust Venom, causing problems within the team.
You are fucking stupid and you are fucking ignorant. Who you calling ignorant?
Number 7. Some of you may not have noticed, but at the beginning of the first Venom film, there's an Easter egg. The film opens with the disastrous landing of the space crew hired by the Life Foundation, and among the bodies found is one of a certain Jameson. It's hard not to think that this refers to John Jameson, the astronaut and son of the famous J. Jonah Jameson, the editor of the Daily Bugle who hates superheroes in general and Spider-Man in particular.
One of the astronauts is still alive.
That's Jameson.
If you remember, this character was already introduced in Sam Raimi's second film, and the astronaut was even about to marry Mary Jane. Number 8. Venom has had quite a brood. For one reason or another, Venom has produced offspring and descendants, if we can call them that. The most famous of all is Carnage, a character so insane that he deserves the spotlight all to himself, as we saw in Andy Serkis' masterpiece.
I bet you wish you were.
This character is also responsible for the birth of Toxin, the first symbiote considered an ally of Spider-Man. And what about She-Venom? Under that costume was Anne, Brock's ex-wife. She proved to be as strong as she was mentally unstable. Unfortunately, she went insane and took her own life. Number 9. As we mentioned earlier, Venom has been around for quite some time and has had numerous hosts. Well, know that the symbiote race gets stronger with each generation. In fact, the species of Venom, known as the Clintar, gain more power as they advance through generations. Venom, who belongs to the 998th generation of his bloodline, is technically weaker than Carnage, who, as we know, is his offspring, and therefore belongs to the 999th generation. In turn, Toxin belongs to the 1000th generation. Number 10. Venom
needs to bond to a host to survive. And sometimes these things in nature, when they bind, they can be hard to unbind.
however, is extremely influenced by the personality of its host, making it more or less aggressive depending on who it's bonded with. For instance, Peter Parker behaves one way as a host and another way with Eddie Brock. But who was the most villainous host? Well, that would be Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion. Together, they became completely out of control, even turning cannibalistic, and do you know what their favorite prey was? Squirrels. However, they also developed quite a taste for Asgardians. Alright guys, we're done for today. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming content, and feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed it. See you soon!